Welcome back to the channel where we untangle the palace politics behind the headlines. Today, a deeply personal standoff inside the House of Windsor, brother versus brother, tradition versus cost, and one very expensive address at the center of it all, Royal Lodge. Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson are under intensifying pressure to move out, but they're not leaving without conditions. What are they demanding? Where could they go? And what does King Charles's decision mean for the future of the monarchy? Tap like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Your support lets us bring you thorough, balanced royal analysis without the noise. Royal Lodge isn't a cottage on a lane. It's a sprawling, historically protected residence inside Windsor Great Park, long tied to senior royals and, for decades, the home base of Prince Andrew and Sarah, Duchess of York. Even post-divorce, Andrew and Sarah chose to live as near neighbors under one roof, raising Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie there and maintaining a close, unconventional domestic partnership. But the ground has shifted. With the fallout of recent years and King Charles's drive to streamline royal spending, the costs and optics of maintaining Royal Lodge have become impossible to ignore. Public sentiment is sharp. The palace's patience is finite. The message from the top is clear. The era of expensive, non-working royal perks is ending. According to multiple reports, the king has tightened financial support and expects his brother to adjust accordingly. Royal Lodge is costly to maintain, especially as a Grade 2 listed property requiring specialized upkeep. Historically, some costs were softened by the institution. That cushion appears to be gone. At the same time, there's pressure to demonstrate accountability and reduce headlines that keep the monarchy mired in controversy. The optics of a non-working royal holding a palatial residence while resources are being rationalized across the estate aren't tenable, politically or publicly. Here's where the stalemate becomes strategy. Prince Andrew's position, per reports, is twofold: a suitable replacement residence within the royal estate, something that preserves proximity to family and Windsor. Reimbursement for extensive works he says he personally funded at Royal Lodge, years of renovations, modernization, and repairs on a protected property that easily add up to millions. From his perspective, the initial lease and investments were made with an expectation of long-term tenancy. If the Crown wants the house back earlier than anticipated, he argues, the added value he created shouldn't be lost. The money question is the sticking point. Any compensation mechanism must avoid the appearance or reality of public funds bailing out private improvements. That's a legal, financial, and reputational minefield. Reports suggest Andrew has indicated a preference for Frogmore Cottage, the former UK home of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Its recent history is well known, including renovation debates and the eventual vacancy. On paper, Frogmore offers security, location, and scale appropriate for a downsized, lower-profile lifestyle, but it's still significantly smaller than Royal Lodge. Sarah Ferguson, meanwhile, is said to prefer Adelaide Cottage, currently associated with the Prince and Princess of Wales. Any movement here would be contingent on wider estate planning for William and Catherine. If they transition to a larger primary residence suitable for the heir's growing official role, Adelaide could theoretically come into play. Key reality: both Frogmore and Adelaide are modest compared to Royal Lodge. Neither is designed to accommodate two high-profile households under one roof, and neither solves the financial question. One compromise scenario floated by insiders: Andrew and Frogmore, Sarah and Adelaide, two nearby houses within Windsor, allowing access to Beatrice, Eugenie, and their families, while returning Royal Lodge to Crown control. That preserves their unusual co-parenting dynamic at close range without sustaining a single palatial footprint. But even this neighbors not housemates plan doesn't resolve the reimbursement issue. And it depends on a domino of estate moves the palace hasn't confirmed. Buckingham Palace has kept to strategic silence, a sign that negotiations remain fluid and sensitive. The stakes are bigger than one address: authority. Can the king enforce a slimmer, more disciplined monarchy, even when family is involved? Precedent. If compensation is paid, does that invite future claims? If not, does it risk a deeper rift? Public trust. How do you balance private leases, personal investments, and national expectations in an institution funded, directly and indirectly, by the public? Royal Lodge has become a symbolic battleground for the monarchy's future shape. Leaner, more accountable, and less encumbered by the lifestyle expectations of non-working royals. Watch for 3 signals: estate reshuffle announcements. Any movement by the Prince and Princess of Wales could unlock Adelaide as an option. Financial language, if you hear phrasing about private arrangements or lease adjustments, that could indicate a no public funds solution to the reimbursement question. Messaging tone, a firm, concise statement from the palace will likely stress modernization, fairness, and stewardship of royal assets. The most plausible outcome? A Windsor downsizing into 2 smaller properties, paired with a carefully structured, privately funded resolution on improvements, returning Royal Lodge to the Crown's direct control for future strategic use. This is less about who sleeps where and more about what the monarchy becomes under Charles: focused, sustainable, and aligned with public sentiment. Royal Lodge's fate will tell us whether the Crown can honor family ties while enforcing 21st century expectations. Question to you: should Andrew receive compensation for improvements if he leaves early? Or is the cost simply the price of changing times? And if Windsor living is essential, is a 2-house close-by solution the sensible middle ground? Tell us below. Your comments help guide our next deep dive. If you value detailed, sourced royal analysis without the spin, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We'll keep tracking the negotiations, the estate shuffle, and what it all means for the modern monarchy. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next report.